Welcome to the Career Assessments and Barrier course. In this Career Assessment and Barriers course, you will be introduced to the following topics: career assessments, interest profilers, work importance locators, transferable work skills, career barriers.
Timmy, guess what? I just started a job search.
What kind of job are you looking for?
I don't know. I haven't thought about that. I guess I'd do anything.
That's great, Gertrude. I should try to find a job, too.
Timmy, you have to focus your job search. That way you can find a career where you can be happy and successful.
Well, how do I focus my job search?
I used ONET.
ONET? I've never heard of that.
It's the Occupational Information Network. It's a free database sponsored by the Department of Labor.
The ONET Interest Profiler. The ONET Interest Profiler is a self-assessment career exploration tool that can help job seekers discover the type of work activities and occupations that they would like and find exciting. Individuals identify and learn about broad interest areas most relevant to themselves. They can use their interest results to explore the world of work. Transferable work skills. Transferable work skills can be used in a variety of jobs or situations. You transfer them from one job to another. The great thing about transferable work skills is that they make you adaptable. Examples of transferable work skills are problem solving, the ability to organize, and good communication skills. Unlike job-specific skills, like being able to use a drill, transferable work skills can be used in a lot of different ways.
How does that help with my job search?
With its career exploration tools. First, there is the Interest Profiler. It's a self-test to help you determine which of 6 different interest areas are most appealing to you.
How does that work?
The test describes different work activities, and you decide whether you would like them or not. Your answers will help you determine which interest areas are the best fit for you.
Okay, that sounds easy enough. Then what do I do?
Next is the Work Importance Locator. This self-test helps you determine which of 6 work values are most important to you.
Once I have my interest areas and work values, how do they help me?
ONET has an occupations combined list where you can look up your interest area and work value, and it will give a list of occupations that relate to them. The occupations are split up into 5 job zones.
What does a job zone tell you?
It tells you how much preparation, such as experience, education, or training, each occupation requires.
Okay, but once I find a job that I like, how do I know if I'll be able to do it?
The Transferable Work Skills Assessment can help you determine what you are best at, such as being creative or working with technology.
Career barriers. 1. No resume, little brief, or no job history. 2. Medication issues. 3. Child care obligations. 4. Schedule restrictions. 5. Illicit drug use. 6. No transportation. 7. Social security benefits. 8. Anger issues. 9. Physical presentation, hygiene, interview clothes. 10. Absenteeism or tardiness. 11. Reading and writing skills. 12. Communication skills. 13. Legal and criminal issues. 14. No interview clothes. 15. Physical restrictions. 16. Living situation. 17. Work environment preferences. 18. Behavioral issues. 19. Financial. Barrier number 1. No resume and or little, brief, or no job history.
Let me see your resume.
I don't have one, Mary.
David, you need a resume.
Why? Is a resume that important?
Sometimes employers are flooded with applications and they are actually looking for a reason not to interview you. A resume proves you are serious about getting a job.
What do you mean?
There are a lot of free templates online, so it only takes a few minutes to put your information in. If you aren't even willing to spend a few minutes of your time, how serious will an employer take you?
Well, I don't have much job experience to put on a resume.
If you have very little experience or large gaps in your work history, you may want to use a functional resume instead of a chronological resume.
What is the difference between chronological and functional resumes?
Chronological resumes are like a timeline. They are used to show steady experience and growth in your jobs. Functional resumes highlight the skills and abilities that you have that will help you in your job duties.
Barrier number 2, medication issues. No medication. Medication schedule conflicts with work schedule. Another person administers your medication. Medications are not working. Medications are making you drowsy and not alert.
Angela, I'm going to apply for an overnight stocking job.
But John, you have to take your medicine every night at 9 p.m.
So what? The job doesn't start until 10 o'clock.
But the medication makes you drowsy.
Then I'll just take it when I get home.
John, you should talk to your doctor before changing your medication schedule to make sure it's all right. You should also contact your doctor if your medications stop working.
You know what? My medications are about to run out and my health insurance is expired.
John, you can apply for your local county health insurance or call 211 for assistance and resources in the community.
Barrier number 3, child care obligations. No sitter is available. Must pick up and drop off kids daily. Must leave work early regularly. Must miss work regularly. Get sick often.
Carl, it's been really hard finding a job.
But Jenny, there are jobs all over the place for positions you qualify for.
But Carl, I have kids and I need to find an employer that will work with the daycare schedule.
I didn't know your kids are in daycare. Do you have anyone who can watch them?
No, I don't. Normally my sister would be able to help, but my sister's new college schedule conflicts with the times I need her. But once I get hired, the school readiness program will pay most of the cost for my kids to go to daycare.
Barrier number 4, schedule restrictions. Have another job. Family or personal obligations. Personal preferences. Religious beliefs.
Samantha, I saw a great job, but I can't take it.
Why can't you take it, Eric?
It would require me to work Sunday morning.
Eric, you can work Sunday morning.
But I have to go to church.
Don't you know that your church also has services Sunday and Wednesday evening?
Wow, I didn't think of that. I can work Sundays now.
Barrier number 5, illicit drug use. Current use of illegal drugs. Unable to pass a drug test.
Brian, what are you doing?
What, Susie? It's just marijuana.
Now you won't be able to pass a drug screen.
What's a drug screen?
Many employers test candidates for illegal drugs during the hiring process.
Oh, no. Now what do I do?
It takes about 30 days for marijuana to leave your system. Until then, you will have to look for employers who will not administer a drug screen.
Barrier number 6, no transportation. No access to a vehicle. No access to a bus or public transportation. Rely exclusively on family and friends for transportation.
All the jobs I'm finding are so far away.
Sometimes you can travel farther than you think, Anna. First, look at your local bus routes. Most commercial areas are bus accessible.
What about the places that the bus doesn't go?
First, see if you can find employers within walking distance of your home or within walking distance of a bus stop. If this isn't an option, see if you have support, such as family members or friends, that can drive you until you can get a bike to increase your travel range.
Barrier number 7, Social Security benefits. How will work impact my benefits? Will I lose my medical benefits? Will my check be reduced?
Dennis, did you take that job offer?
Francis, no. I tried to talk to the employer about the number of hours, but that particular employer wasn't accommodating.
What was wrong with the number of hours?
He needed someone to work 30 hours a week.
Wow, I'd love to work 30 hours a week.
But Francis, I'm on Social Security. If I make too much money, I can lose my Social Security benefits.
Well, Dennis, Social Security doesn't pay much. Wouldn't a job pay you more?
I have to be careful because my medical insurance is through Social Security, so I have to ensure that if I lose all my benefits, my employer is going to provide health care.
How do you check how much money you can make?
I can call the Social Security Administration.
Barrier number 8, anger issues. You react inappropriately after receiving feedback. You lose your temper. You get angry when you don't get your way.
Harry, you know that employer isn't going to call you back now.
Why, Karen? I called to follow up.
Yeah, but when they told you the manager wasn't available, you got angry on the phone.
So, that was just another employee.
That employee is going to tell the manager about how you got angry on the phone, and that manager is not going to want to hire someone with a temper like that.
Oh, wow. I didn't think of it like that. I have trouble controlling my temper. What should I do?
Maybe you can sign up for an anger management class.
I don't have the money for that.
How about counting to 10 whenever you're angry, as this will give you a chance to calm down?
You know what? I'll try that.
Barrier number 9, lack of hygiene. Don't have required hygiene products. Unable or unaware of hygiene issues. Dirty and smelly clothing.
I just found a great job lead, and I'm headed over to fill out a job application.
Are you headed over there right now?
Sure, why not?
You just got back from the gym.
So what?
You're all sweaty and you don't want to meet a potential employer like that.
Annie, but it's really important to get down there as soon as possible.
But it's more important to make a good first impression. Just take a few minutes to shower and put on some deodorant.
Okay, I guess that would make a better impression.
Remember, Robert, when talking to employers, make sure your hair looks nice, you're clean shaven, or your facial hair is nice and trimmed. You also want to make sure that you're wearing proper and professional attire when meeting an employer. Here are a few suggestions.
Barrier number 10, absenteeism and tardiness. You get sick often. You have difficulty getting to places on time.
My kids just started daycare recently, and now they're getting sick all the time.
Oh, no, that's unfortunate.
This can really affect my ability to get a job.
Yeah, because the daycare won't take them when they're sick. Have you had any luck coming up with a backup plan for your child care?
No, but I'm still working on it.
Maybe you can find a job where you can do part of your work from home for those days when your children are sick.
That's a great idea, but right now I don't have the skills or the equipment to work from home.
Well, you're looking for part-time hours. Maybe you can ask an employer for flexible work schedule prior to employment.
Barrier number 11, reading and writing skills. Inability to read and write.
Stephen, I have an interview for a telemarketing position, but the interview requires me to read a script. I'm not the best reader, so I'm not too sure how I will do with this.
Andrea, you should try to get a copy of this script to practice reading it before the interview.
Thanks for your advice.
Barrier number 12, communication skills. Difficulty communicating in English. Hearing impairment. Strong accent.
I have an interview next week, but because I'm hard of hearing, I'm not sure how I will be communicating with the employer. What should I do?
That's great, Susan, that you have an interview. You need to contact the employer and request a reasonable accommodation so the employer can schedule a sign language interpreter to assist in the interview.
I'll let them know right now. Thanks, Pam.
Barrier number 13, legal and criminal issues. You have a misdemeanor or felony record. You have bad credit. You have a bad driving record. Johnny, I went to fill out an application, and on it asked about criminal backgrounds, and I didn't know what to write.
Well, Tom, most of all your responses must be honest. You want the employer to know the truth, that you've taken full responsibility for your actions and that you've learned from your mistakes.
What if they don't want to hire me after I reveal that information?
Filling out an application is not a guarantee that you will get hired. It's just merely you letting the employer know that you have an interest in the position.
Barrier number 14, no interview close.
Jack, I'm concerned. What if I get called for an interview? I don't have anything to wear.
Anita, that is a problem. It is very important that you are prepared. You could contact friends and family so they can assist and arrange for you to get the proper attire.
Awesome!
Barrier number 15, physical restrictions. Are you in a wheelchair? Do you have a visible disability? Do you stutter?
I was offered a position as a stock clerk at Target, and I'm concerned because of my back. I'm physically unable to lift more than 50 pounds. How should I tell the employer?
Congratulations, first off. Hannah, you should be able to get a note from your doctor with a list of your physical restrictions so that you may provide it to your employer and request a reasonable accommodation.
Excellent. It was my doctor who suggested I lift no more than 30 pounds. I'll set an appointment with him right away.
Barrier number 16, living situations. Homelessness. Reside temporarily with friends. Other situations that are considered unstable.
Amy, I'm confused. How can I list my address on this application when I have an unstable living situation? I temporarily live with friends and family until I start working and can afford an apartment on my own.
I'm sorry to hear that, Andrew. It's very important that you have an address that you can list on your application and resume. Do you have a friend or a family member who would allow you to use their address on your resume and applications?
I'm pretty sure my cousin would not mind. I'll call him and ask him right now.
Barrier number 17, work environment preferences. Inflexibility with work schedules. Only able to work in certain environments. Unable to work in sunlight or under fluorescent lighting, for example. Difficulty working with others.
Laura, I'm concerned. The doctors put me on this new medication which is working for me. However, the doctor said as long as I am taking the medication, I should not be in the sun. Sometimes it makes me irritable and sleepy.
Paulette, I'm sorry to hear that. I know how much you love working outdoors. It sounds like you may need to target jobs that you can only work indoors during mornings and afternoon shifts with limited interactions with customers.
That sounds great, Laura.
Barrier number 18, behavioral issues, anger issues, gossip, pit one employee against another, harassment, physical, verbal, or sexual.
Jose, I love my job, but sometimes I find it frustrating when other employees gossip to me. Because I'm new, I feel awkward letting them know that I feel uncomfortable. What should I do?
Wow, Lisa, that must make you feel uncomfortable. However, you need to let them know how you feel, or else they will continue to gossip to you.
I'll try that. What if they continue to gossip?
At that point, you need to share it with your supervisor so he or she can address it.
Barrier number 19, financial issues. Inability to meet financial obligations, late on rent, unable to afford gas to get to work and or bus passes, cannot afford to wash your clothes, cannot purchase required clothing or equipment for work.
Oh no, my car just broke down and I'll be unable to get to work on Friday. No one will be able to take me. I guess I should just call out.
Wait, Mike, you need to explore all your options before you call out. Even though Friday is 2 days away and you're giving them advance notice, you just started this job and your employer may think that you're unreliable.
You are right, Chris.
Have you considered contacting friends, family, taking a bus, or calling a taxi?
I called my sister and friends. They're all busy and unable to transport me. I'll try calling a cab instead.